been around this before. about a child. His wife said, 𝗦𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃. So I'm writing down the Worcester whole, yeah. Yes, I did. It made a reference to the Wizard of West, but a child. His wife said, 𝗦𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃. And then I go down there and I'm writing down the Worcester whole, he sent people down there. I have so much stuff in this court that this court probably. Why it's happening, Your Honor, the next I go down.
I'm sorry, I've lost volume here. Is Mr. Giannetti still speaking? I can see the judge moving. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can't
hear anything.
I can't hear anything. We can't hear anything. The court audio is off. Whoever is in charge of that.
Is there a phone number that can be called in?
Mr. Rendezvous, I think we have you back, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to ask you, if you will, continue with any questions you have of Mr. Giannetti.
Mr. Giannetti, did you post a video in which, speaking about my client, you said, one day he'll get capped in the back of his head on the way to his house? I'm not making the threat. Someone's going to do it for me.
I said in the rap song, why don't you say the ones that I said that I would never do it because I'm not going to jail, never seeing my son? What about those ones? Why are you leaving out the other stuff?
Well, perhaps I'm getting to that, Mr. Giannetti. Can you please answer the question?
Let's get to the real stuff. I can rap to treat him as speech as long as I don't go and hurt him or touch him. Everything he says, he has people come down here and assault a knife in my throat. I have that tape too.
So, Mr. Giannetti.
So the rap, yes, I probably, anything, whatever you want to say, you can say. So yeah, I made rap songs. And on the gangster rap genre that I've been doing for 15 years on Facebook. Lisa has been going for 15 years, and he's, yeah, I did it yesterday or something.
Mr. Giannetti.
Mr. Giannetti, hang on. All right, go ahead, Mr. Rendezvous.
Did you have Mr. Kearney served with the HPO entered on August 9th?
I don't know what the court's
guys, Mr. Giannetti, this is just you, sir. Please have your girlfriend just remain quiet while we go through this proceeding.
The reason why my girlfriend is because she is
That's fine, Mr. Giannetti, but we're talking to you right now. We're talking to you right now, and she hasn't been sworn, so you have to answer the question, sir.
The question was that I've made a lot of rap songs.
No, that's not the question. The question, Mr. Rendezvous, would you please state your question again, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Giannetti, did you, in one of your videos, state the following? One day he'll get capped in the back of his head on the way to his house. I'm not making...
I don't know. I said, I do not know how you haven't got capped in the back of your head. You ruined, this guy's ruined lives up and down Worcester. He tramples over everybody that tries to go against him. He's a tyrant. He's calling the other judge a tyrant. This woman's worked her whole life to be a judge and on a bench, and he's calling her a tyrant just because he didn't get his way in court. Sending people down here to assault me.
Mr. Giannetti, there's no question. There's no question. Hold on.
Your Honor, I have...
Mr. Rendezvous, hold on.
Your Honor, I have provided the clerk with these 3 videos from which I'm quoting. I would like to move those into evidence.
All right.
They are violent and derogatory of me saying those things that I never did it. For a whole year I said it, and never happened. So, I mean, what he said happened within 3 days. He will terrorize. I get death threats every day. Almost stabbed twice.
Mr. Giannetti, there's no question, sir. I just need you to hang on for a question.
But you can, what I'm saying is the
Mr.
video.
Giannetti, there's no question. If you just hang still, let Mr. Randazza ask the questions, we can get through this. Mr. Randazza, you may continue, sir.
Mr. Giannetti, did you have Mr. Kearney served in Holden with the order issued by Judge Ham?
How would I have him served? I don't understand what that means. I came in and the judge gave the order. I didn't go to his house and
All right, you answered the question. Fine. Mr. Randazza, anything further?
I never even been to Holden.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Giannetti, did you provide the court with his address in Holden?
Yeah, from what I looked up for truth file when I was looking at this little sex offender stuff as a teacher, I seen maybe Holden Street, but I never really visualized the address because I would know it when we were down there. But I think 15.
Mr. Giannetti, did you contact Mr. Kearney with the intent of being on his show to discuss your altercation with the Boston police?
You guys, I have over here, Your Honor, this whole week, and begged me to have to go on his show. And I said, you're violating the order, don't talk to me. I can show you 300 messages and begging me to go on his show. Now all of a sudden he wants me on there. I wanted to go on there and speak the truth. And I went on there and showed him my senior, it was doing good. They got DCF on me.
But what is your answer to the question, Mr. Giannetti?
The answer to the question is that
Mr. Randazza, would you please repeat the question again?
Actually, I'll ask a different question that might have a yes or no answer. If the clerk, I have provided 4 documentary exhibits. Could we show exhibit 2?
Unmute it and all that stuff.
it's music, bro. You can't really say that. What's up?
Mr. Giannetti, did you appear on Mr. Kearney's show voluntarily?
When I first went on there, it was voluntarily.
Thank you. You answered the question.
Yes.
Mr. Randazza, anything further?
Does exhibit 2 show you on that show, sir?
When we had that show, he began to put my kids on the YouTube, and every time he didn't like an answer, he would do it, and Brett would do it, and they left. And then they said they're gonna dig up my aunt that got killed by 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 and fuck her because she is a snitch. Said it repeatedly. Now, this guy's a journalist, but he's a toothless Giannetti cross fruit child. I mean, what journalist? He says in his article, he has a badge for being a journalist. This is gas. You have a badge right now, drop it.
Mr. Randazza, do you have any further questions of Mr. Giannetti?
Yes. Mr. Giannetti, did you ever provide the court with Mr. Kearney's Holden address? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Randazza?
Deal with it. I just want to leave it alone.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Do you have any questions of Mr. Kearney?
On the perjury
I
law,
do.
can I ask him?
Would like to call Mr.
I
Kearney.
will give you the opportunity to ask Mr. Kearney a few questions, but we're not going to go rambling for years. So, Mr. Giannetti.
I'll ask a couple questions. Did you not say, and then edit it, that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
Kearney?
No, I made a joke about fostering his child after his child was in DCF care to give him a better life.
I have the court right now, that's perjury.
All right, good. Any further questions?
Let's see.
And yes,
Did you, did you ask your turtle riders just to Lisa and ask them also to contact PCF office and have the police come to my house, knowing I wasn't there, and then you lied on here and said that you had my son taken away for 3 weeks. Okay, did you not say that?
I don't understand the question.
The question is, you heard the question. Come on, you're smart, right? You're a journalist, right?
Okay.
Went to school for a teacher.
Mr. Giannetti, make the questions a little shorter. They're a little bit rambling,
How
so.
about this? Being the fact, I ask you a question, that you had this little problem with your student, do you think that I should not be worried about somebody going on there and making a joke about kidnapping my child? What would you do?
I don't understand the question.
That's a question, meaning what is the question saying? Don't you think that I should behave like this?
Mr. Giannetti, that's not a question, that's a statement. Do you have a question?
Statement is he's been known to touch.
That's not a question. You can ask him a question, not make statements.
All right, question. Why do you have to, when you put people on your shows, do you have to put their child on right beside them? Every one of them. I counted 7 or 8.
All right, Mr. Giannetti, you have to ask him.
children there.
You have to ask him a question that's relevant to this hearing.
Why does he put the children on YouTube?
Okay. All right.
My son and other friends of people that I had. Why did they get appeared there, and then DCF get called the joke and this and that, and he violated the order Saturday. Why is he in jail?
All right. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Giannetti?
I could sit here for a while, but I'm not going to hold the court up.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Everybody knows how this is.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Randazza, I'll hear you, sir, with respect to the extension of this harassment prevention order.
Your Honor, may I just ask my client 3 questions on the record?
I'm sorry?
May I ask my client 3 questions on the record?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Kearney, did you ever threaten Mr. Giannetti?
No, I did not.
Were you served with the complaint in this matter prior to the August 9th hearing?
No, I was never served. Nothing came to my house.
Did you ever direct anyone to threaten Mr. Giannetti?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
All right. I'll hear you, Mr. Randazza.
Your Honor, given that the order itself was an unconstitutional prior restraint, we request that it not only not be continued, but that it be vacated. Mr. Giannetti has stated here today that he has filed something with the police department pertaining to that order. I was unclear what it was, but it is irrelevant what it is. It was an unconstitutional order that should not have been issued. Mr. Kearney also was not served with this prior to the hearing, so he had no notice, so there was no due process. Further, as I believe Your Honors heard today, there is no justification whatsoever for an HPO. Nunc pro tunc, this order should be voided.
They put it online, Your Honor, immediately, made fun of me and had everyone call me a rat and snitch.
Okay.
Paperwork.
Okay.
You got it.
All right. All right. For purposes of this harassment prevention order hearing, based on the evidence presented, I am going to terminate this order as of today, based on the information provided at the hearing by the parties.
You stop talking about me and my son on social media in derogatory ways, and only the truth, not the slander. If you want to speak the truth, then I'm wearing Nikes on my feet, fine. If I break a record driving and I get arrested, that's fine. You can ask him to stop slandering me and defamating my character. That's all I want. He wants to do his job. He's actually not a bad lawyer. If he can, journalist, if he could just calm down a little bit.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean?
Well, he's had a chance to hear you, Mr. Giannetti. I'm sure he'll take that under consideration.
All right, docket 21-RO-439, the order has been terminated
It is terminated immediately. Thank you.
immediately. Thank you.
Your Honor, and our request that it be vacated.
Denied today.
Thank you, Your Honor.